Chapter 71 Ning Rongrong seizes ownership. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When the host called to start, Tang San quickly sprang out blue-silver grass like big snakes around, guarding the surroundings. At the same time, Zhu Zhuqing jumped up like a sharp arrow, rushing towards Tang San with a series of phantoms. At the same time as Zhu Zhuqing moved, the blue-silver grass around Tang San also moved. Thick blue-silver grass quickly gathered together, entangled towards Zhu Zhuqing. Almost at the same time, both of them activated their first soul rings, Zhu Zhuqing's. Nether thrust launched, the person was in mid-air, his body turned over, avoiding the entanglement of Tang San's blue-silver grass. The speed instantly doubled, and he shot out suddenly. At this time, Tang San's eyes radiated a layer of purple, and his feet moved lightly, but just avoided Zhu Zhuqing's sharp claws. The next moment, Tang San was walking with ghostly steps, after images flashed across his body, and he had exited Zhu Zhuqing's attack range. While retreating, Tang San had a thought. The surrounding blue-silver grass suddenly tightened, binding Zhu Zhuqing in place. Control systems. Soul Masters have restraint on agility attack systems. Your attack still can't break through my blue-silver grass. Tang San looked at Zhu Zhuqing leisurely, his face full of confidence. I lost. After Zhu Zhuqing said 3 words, the cold expression returned to his face again. Hearing that Zhu Zhuqing conceded defeat, Tang San cancelled the blue-silver grass, smiling and nodding to her, and Zhu Zhuqing gave Tang San a deep look, then turned and left the soul fighting stage. Ding, your purple demon eyes watch Tang San's skills, and if you realize something, your proficiency will be greatly improved. Ding, your martial spirit sensed Tang San's ghost shadow fascination, and because Tang San was too fast, only a partial ghost shadow fascination was simulated, so it can't be put into use for the time being. It seems that too fast is not a good thing. Xiao San, why can't you last longer? Yi Feng smacked his lips and sighed secretly. Fortunately, Yi Feng is not in a hurry. Anyway, as long as he follows Tang San, his martial arts can be copied sooner or later. After a while, Tang San and Zhu Zhuqing returned to the lounge. At this moment, the staff came to inform that it would be Yi Feng's turn in the next game. Brother Feng, wait. But when Yi Feng was about to go out, Ning Rongrong suddenly made an unexpected move. She ran up to Yi Feng like a butterfly wearing flowers, stood on tiptoe, and quickly kissed him on the forehead. Yi Feng only felt a fresh breath that belongs to girls, and then felt a soft touch on his forehead. Although it was just a fleeting touch, Yi Feng was in a trance for a while due to that wonderful feeling, and even his mind was touched severely. Brother Feng, come on. Ning Rongrong shyly whispered into Yi Feng's ear, and then ran back like the wind. Rongrong, this. Yi Feng looked at Ning Rongrong hesitantly, feeling at a loss, and even the roots of his ears gradually turned red. Oh. Brother Feng, come on. But this scene caused Oscar and others to let out strange screams, and even Xiao Wu started to boo. Brother Feng, what are you still doing standing at the door? I heard the broadcast. It's your turn to play. Just when Yi Feng was in a daze, Tang San and Zhu Zhuqing came back from outside. Oh, I'll go right away. Hearing this, Yi Feng hurriedly turned around and fled. Although Yi Feng is a man in 2 lives, in terms of feelings, Yi Feng is a set of 1 set, but just like a master, he is a master in theory. When he actually practiced it, he found that he seemed to be a little out of control. Facing Ning Rongrong's initiative, he didn't know how to respond. After thinking about it, the fighting spirit platform has arrived. Yi Feng took a deep breath, calmed down, and prepared for the next battle. On the soul fighting stage, a middle-aged host in a tuxedo was standing in the center, introducing the upcoming contestants enthusiastically and excitedly. The 2 soul masters that will appear next are the battle between the soul kings. They are the soul king Yi Feng, who has the owl martial soul, and the soul king Huadai, who has won 3 consecutive games. It's the first time soul king Yi Feng has registered in our great soul arena. Among them, who will win the next victory? Next, let's wait and see. Next, we will invite our 2 soul kings to appear on the stage. Hearing that it was actually a battle between soul kings, the audience immediately boiled. Although Yi Feng had never been here, some people crazily shouted his name. This is a duel of soul kings. In Soto City, there are not many soul fights of this level, but every match is exciting, making people want to stop. Soon, Yi Feng and his opponent came to the fighting spirit stage. This opponent named Hua Dai is a woman. Although she is not very beautiful, her gentle and elegant temperament makes her more attractive. Wearing a long dark green dress, holding a short stick in his hand, his plump figure exudes the charm of a mature woman at all times. "Hey, I didn't expect to be a little brother, do you really have level, dash?" When Yi Feng was observing Hua Dai, the other party was also observing him. When she saw Yi Feng's immature and handsome face, Hua Dai couldn't help but doubt him. Yi Feng hastily opened his mouth to deny, "This is related to the dignity of a man, and no doubts can be tolerated. I didn't expect that this woman, who looked dignified and elegant, would be so coquettish when she spoke," but looking at this woman's age, Yi Feng instantly understood that when a person reaches 30, he is like a wolf, like a tiger. "Hee, then let me see my little brother's true abilities." Hua Dai covered her mouth and said with a charming smile. "Both parties, please release their martial souls." At this time, the host's voice sounded, and Yi Feng acted immediately. Martial soul possessed. A pair of pitch-black wings appeared behind Yi Feng, his hands turned into a pair of sharp eagle claws, and his eyes became sharper. 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 1 black, 5 spirit rings emerged under their feet, and a strong aura spread out. Hua Dai on the opposite side also released Wuhuan at this time. Her martial spirit is rather peculiar. It is a butterfly-like flower with pink petals. Yi Feng can smell an intoxicating fragrance even if it is far away. He found that with the appearance of such a fragrance, he actually felt dizzy. After discovering this, Yi Feng hurriedly spread his soul power all over his body, and his eyes immediately became vigilant. Giggle. "Little brother, it seems that your strength is very good. You actually have a 10,000-year soul ring. I will remember to show mercy to my sister later." After seeing Yi Feng's 10,000-year soul ring, Hua Dai was obviously taken aback, but soon she was full of smiles, and said to Yi Feng pretending to be shy, "It's easy to say, easy to say." Yi Feng said perfunctorily, "This woman is too dangerous, she will get caught if she is not careful." Yi Feng is always on guard. Looking at this woman's soul ring configuration, there are only 1 white, 2 yellow, and 2 purple, which is not the best soul ring configuration at first glance. But this kind of person is also the most dangerous. To be able to cultivate to the Soul King realm with an ordinary soul ring, one looks like an experienced adventurer. For a rookie like Yi Feng who hadn't experienced a few battles, he couldn't be too vigilant. Although he has confidence in his own strength, he is afraid of sailing in the gutter. After all, he almost fell into trouble just now. End of this chapter. Chapter 72, The First Battle. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the soul fighting stage, Yi Feng's gaze was like lightning. The moment the supporter announced the start, an afterimage shot out from his body like lightning, facing Yi Feng's killer blow. Hua Dai on the opposite side didn't seem to see it, and waited for Yi Feng leisurely, and even smiled at him, but the sharp-eyed Yi Feng found that while he was acting, the third soul ring under Wadi's feet brightened up. Swish! The sharp eagle claws passed through the butterfly's body, as if piercing through the air, and the butterfly's body also became pieces and dissipated in the air. Faced with this futile blow, Yi Feng was not surprised at all, and without turning his head, his body turned into an afterimage again, rushing towards the butterfly that appeared in another place. It's a pity that this time Hua Dai responded. She was holding the flower in both hands, and the air around her body was filled with a layer of pink mist. Even with his mouth and nose closed, Yi Feng felt his body gradually start to go numb, and even his movements froze for a moment. Break it! Yi Feng didn't stop at all. The third soul ring lit up, covering his whole body with this layer of dazzling flames, forming waves of heat waves around, and the toxins in his body were instantly expelled. At the same time as the phoenix flame was turned on, Yi Feng spread his wings, and countless burning flaming feather arrows appeared on the entire soul fighting platform, surging out instantly like a sea of flaming stars. At this moment, Wadi's expression finally changed. The sea of flowers is rising. Huge flowers emerged around the body, spinning and wrapping her inside, forming a sea of flowers. Rumble. A violent roar resounded throughout the soul arena, countless feathered arrows exploded, flames shot out, and smoke and dust filled the air. Cough. After the smoke and flames cleared, the figure of Huadai was revealed. There were traces of being blasted by the flame feather arrow all over her body, a smear of blood flowed from the corner of her mouth, and the dark green dress on her body was also badly damaged, revealing her white skin. How embarrassing it is. In Yi Feng's feathered arrows, there was an attack of phoenix flame attached. After copying from Ma Hongjun, it was also the first time he used it. He did not expect it to be so powerful. "Miss Sister, you lost." Yi Feng's figure passed by, and his cold eagle claws rested on Wadi's neck. "Little bastard, you are so cruel to your sister, and you don't know how to pity her." Hua Dai looked at Yi Feng angrily, ignoring the threat on Yi Feng's claws, covered her chest with her hands, and stared at Yi Feng fiercely. I didn't expect this soul skill to be so powerful." Yi Feng showed an embarrassed smile on his face. As an excellent soul master, how could he not know the strength of his own soul skills? Hua Dai didn't believe a word of it, but what Yi Feng said was the truth. After all, his phoenix flame had just been upgraded, and he was also surprised that it could have such a powerful power. At this time, the supporters finally came to their senses and excitedly announced Yi Feng's victory. The next moment, the audience became excited and gave the warmest applause to Yi Feng, the winner. Why do I think Brother Feng has become more powerful? In the lounge, Tang San looked in the direction of the soul fighting stage with a solemn expression. In terms of age, Yi Feng was obviously a few months younger than him, but his strength was beyond his reach. Even after a day, he found that Yi Feng had become stronger again, which was outrageous. Of course my brother Feng is powerful. When he was in the 7 treasure glazed tile school, many disciples couldn't beat him. Ning Rongrong raised his chin proudly. He, I'm afraid in Rongrong's heart, only your brother Feng is the strongest. Xiao Wu teased, blushing at what Ning Rongrong said. Anyway, brother Feng is the most powerful. Although his face was flushed with shame, he was very stubborn in protecting Yi Feng. In the corner, Zhu Zhuqing looked at Ning Rongrong enviously, envious of her dedication to the person she likes. Unlike her, she can't even control her own life. What are you talking about? You're so happy. Yi Feng walked into the lounge and looked at everyone with a smile. We're talking. Before Xiao Wu could finish speaking, Ning Rongrong covered her tightly, and changed the subject in a blunt tone. We are talking about the 2-person match between Xiao Wu and Xiao San. Oh, are you going to play again? Yi Feng's eyes lit up, and he suddenly became interested. He hoped that during the 2-person match, Tang San could hold on longer, allowing him to copy the spirit ability successfully. The next game will be us. Tang San nodded, his eyes burning with fighting spirit. Seeing Yi Feng grow up so fast, he didn't want to fall behind. Even if he couldn't surpass, he had to keep up with Yi Feng's footsteps. All of a sudden, Tang San secretly wanted to win. After resting for a while, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun who went to fight also came back. Coincidentally, it was Xiao Wu and Tang San's turn to play at this time. The 2-on-2 fighting spirit platform is much larger than the single-person fighting spirit platform, and the entire fighting spirit platform is about 200 meters in diameter. When Tang San and Xiao Wu came to the fighting spirit stage, their opponents had already entered the stage. Next, it's the 5th soul fight of 2 versus 2, the Iron Blood pair versus the 3-5 pair. After taking the stage, Tang San and Xiao Wu also saw their opponents. They are 2 very similar twins, about 18 or 19 years old, with extremely strong bodies, no less than the opponents of the previous Xiao Wu. While they were observing their opponents, the Jagged group also saw them. The 2 looked at them blankly, never expecting that their opponents were actually 2 children. However, the Jagged group is a person who has experienced many battles, and did not underestimate them because of their age, and even decided to go all out from the beginning. At the order of the host, the 2 roared, and the dense light converged on the right hand, and 2 thick hammers appeared in their hands. Tang San was very familiar with the appearance of that hammer. It was clearly the forging hammer used by blacksmiths to forge iron. Although their spirits were a bit strange, Tang San didn't take them lightly, because their opponents were also second-ring spirit masters, and they were also the best spirit ring configuration for 2 yellow spirit rings. My name is Iron Dragon. My name is Jehu. The two brothers on the opposite side looked at them with fighting intent on their faces, with a strong aura exuding from their bodies. Tang San. Little dance. At the same time that the opponent released the spirit, Tang San and Xiao Wu also acted, relying on the tacit understanding over the years. The two also have their own style of play. Xiao Wu tiptoed, her body soared into the air, standing lightly on Tang San's shoulders, her scorpion braid fluttering in the wind. At the same time, a strand of blue-silver grass wrapped around Xiao Wu's waist. At this moment, in Tang San's eyes, Xiao Wu had become his target of control. As a control-type soul master, not only do you need to control your opponents, but you also need to control your own partners, giving support at critical moments. Bang bang. The two brothers of the jagged combination roared at the same time, with heavy steps on their feet, like two savage bulls. They launched a fierce attack on Tang San and Xiao Wu. End of this chapter. Chapter 73. The martial soul goes crazy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Facing the impact of Iron Dragon and Iron Tiger, Tang San was fearless in the face of danger, and stretched out his hand. Countless blue and silver vines rose from the ground, wrapping around them like boa constrictors. Boom. The two Tai brothers waved the forging hammer in their hands. The huge forging hammer was in full swing in their hands. Tang San's blue-silver grass was either blocked or crushed. Tang San focused his eyes, and he discovered that the movement of the two Tai brothers wielding the casting hammer was somewhat similar to his chaotic wind hammer method. It's just that in terms of force, it is not as violent as the random cloak wind hammer method, but in terms of shooting speed, it is faster than the random cloak wind hammer method. Ding, your Wuhuan found a counterfeit and shoddy version of the wind hammer technique, and is analyzing it. The analysis is successful. Ding, your martial spirit successfully imitated the inferior chaotic wind hammer method. At the same time, a system notification sounded in Yifeng's ears. What's the situation? These two brothers are going to use the wind hammer technique indiscriminately. Although it was just a poor-quality chaotic cloak, it also made Yifeng stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that there would be unexpected gains. While the Tai brothers were using their chaotic cloaks, the first soul ring under their feet also lit up. The first spirit ring of the Tai brothers was called Shock, and the two of them, one left and one right, emitted invisible power of shock on the casting hammer, and at the same time they smashed the blue-silver grass. They had already arrived in front of Tang San. At this time, Tang San's shoulders surged. Xiao Wu borrowed you to do a somersault and jumped behind the Tai brothers. At the same time, Tang San turned his feet. His figure suddenly became ghostly, with purple meaning rising in his eyes. He raised his hands, and greeted him head-on. This series of actions can be described as extremely fast, but there are many things contained in it. Ding, your martial spirit discovered that Tang San used Ghost Shadow Mistrack again, successfully seized the opportunity, and simulated a successful copy. You have obtained the Ghost Shadow Fascination Soul Tracking skill. Ding, your purple demon eye has successfully stolen the teacher and reached the level of proficiency. Ding, your spirit discovered that Tang San was using the Xuanyu hand, and was about to analyze it. Unfortunately, Tang San's speed was too fast, so he didn't seize the opportunity. After meeting the Tai brothers, Tang San's hands turned into the color of white jade, and at the same time he stretched out his hands. His body was inserted into the flaw in the chaotic cloak wind hammer technique, and his body broke through from the siege of the two. Ding, your martial soul found out that you are controlling the crane and catching the dragon, and you are missing the opportunity again. Your martial soul has gone crazy. Boom. In the lounge, Yifeng could only feel violent fluctuations coming from his martial soul, and it took him a long time to suppress them. What the hell? This change almost drove Yifeng crazy. Isn't it just that the soul ability has not been copied? Is it necessary to be so irritable? On the soul fighting stage, Tang San passed through the siege of the two Tai brothers, just in time to catch Xiao Wu, who fell from mid-air. The two formed the flying fish formation again, exactly the same as the previous formation. Xiao San, it's time to deal with them. Xiao Wu giggled, looking at Brother Tai's slyly. Okay. Tang San changed his mind, and activated the second soul skill Parasite. The Tai brothers who were about to attack froze, and strands of blue-silver grass quickly sprang out from their bodies, wrapping around their bodies, binding them tightly. It turned out that when Tang San passed through the Tai brothers just now, he had quietly activated his second spirit ability, parasitic the seeds of the blue-silver grass on them, because the blue-silver grass seed has its own paralysis effect. In this fierce battle, the Tai brothers didn't notice it at all. Roar, the two Tai brothers roared loudly, their muscles puffed up, and under the burst of soul power, they broke free from the shackles of the blue-silver grass in an instant. Let the big hammer in your hand have room to move. The next moment, two huge iron hammers pierced through the air, crushing Tang San and the others like spinning millstones at a glance. That violent force actually distorted the surrounding air. This is the second soul skill of the two Tai brothers. It is a desperate attempt to explode all the soul power in the body, instantly doubling their attack power. The huge pressure made Tang San vigilant in an instant. He pushed his shoulders, and flew Xiao Wu out again, turned his feet, and made a ghostly phantom, and his body turned into a ghostly phantom, rubbing against the two flying hammers over the shoulder. But the next scene made Tang San turn pale with shock. The flying hammer unexpectedly circled in mid-air and attacked them again. The two big hammers separated, one flew towards Xiao Wu, the other towards Tang San. At the moment of crisis, Tang San had an idea. The blue-silver grass binding the two Tai brothers suddenly tightened, dragging them to face the hammer attacking them respectively. Facing all this, the Tai brothers could only watch helplessly, because they had already consumed all their soul power after using the second soul skill, and they didn't even have the strength to resist. However, the big hammer is their martial soul after all. At a critical moment, the two of them thought, and the big hammer with great strength disappeared instantly, and they took it back into their bodies, but without spirit power. They had already lost their ability to fight, and were bound tightly by Tang San's blue-silver grass, unable to move. We lose. That the two brothers Tai Long and Tiehu looked at each other and gave up very simply. Accepted. In the lounge, Yi Feng smacked his lips, feeling a little unfinished. I've had a good harvest today. I've decided to come here to participate in the soul fight every day from now on. Tang San nodded and said, with a smile on his face, I also think this place is good. After the battle just now, I have already felt my bottleneck. I believe that in a few days, I will be able to break through the level. It seems that our team will soon have another soul master. Come on. Yi Feng patted Tang San on the shoulder and encouraged him. What a pity, all of you can participate in the soul fight, but I can't. Looking at the smiling crowd, Ning Rongrong pouted to express her dissatisfaction. Hey, isn't there still me here? I can't participate either. Oscar leaned over and said. You. Ning Rongrong gave him a disdainful glance, seeing that you think you are proud that you can't compete. Boring. One sentence caused Oscar to fall into autism. Fortunately, he was not as obsessed with Ning Rongrong as in the original book. After all, after observing these few days, he already knew that he was hopeless. He is a smart person, he can see Ning Rongrong's different attitude towards Yi Feng at a glance, so he will not waste time on her. Hey, where did the principal go? Wasn't he still there just now? Tang San asked suspiciously. The dean has already gone back first, and he told me to look for him in the store later. Speaking of this, Ma Hongjun suddenly became excited, with a somewhat wretched smile on his face. You kid, take it easy, you have to train tomorrow. Dai Mubai looked at Ma Hongjun with a half-smile. Having been together for so long, of course he knew what Ma Hongjun wanted to do, but because there were other girls present, he didn't say it clearly. End of this chapter. Chapter 74 Clean Up Dai Mubai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He, Boss Dai, let's go together and have fun together. Ma Hongjun winked and said to Dai Mubai, if he goes with Boss Dai, he can grab a high-level hook. By the way, you know, Dai Mubai is a rich man, and he is generous, so if you go with him, you don't even need to pay money. No, if you want to go, go quickly, don't get in the way here. Dai Mubai glared at him angrily. How could such a thing be said in front of so many people? If Zhu Zhuqing, if he finds out, he's really done. It's a pity. This time the fat man was imagining how to show off his supernatural power later. He was only getting excited. He didn't see Dai Mubai's meaning at all. This time he was still trying to persuade. Let's go, Boss Dai. You will stay here for 2 days. Don't you want to be in college? Get out, I don't have such bad taste as you. An angry light flashed in Dai Mubai's evil eyes. This fat man really has no eyesight. Being scolded by Dai Mubai like this, Ma Hongjun was also dissatisfied, but limited to the lustful power of this evil-eyed white tiger, he couldn't beat him, and finally murmured a few words, turned and left by himself. Boss Dai, Fatty laughed so lewdly just now, what is he going to do? Xiao Wu asked curiously. What else can you do? The evil fire can't be suppressed anymore. Dai Mubai laughed. It turns out that he went to harm girls, and I don't know which woman who doesn't have long eyes will fall in love with him. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes and said disdainfully. Hey, in a place like Gulan, as long as you have money, it doesn't matter what you look like, no matter how ugly you are, people will like you. Dai Mubai explained casually. Men are dirty. At this time, Zhu Zhu said coldly. Xiao Wu giggled, Sister Zhuqing, you are wrong. It should be said that Ma Hongjun and Boss Dai are both dirty, and Xiao San is still very clean. Yes, Brother Feng is also very clean. Ning Rongrong immediately agreed, defending Yi Feng, she is a professional. Okay, as long as your mistress and Brother Feng are clean, we are all dirty, so let's go. But compared to Fatty, my taste is much higher than his. Thinking of the pair of sisters 2 days ago, Dai Mubai also felt itchy. Do you have good taste? Zhu Zhuqing looked at Dai Mubai with cold eyes. The coldness in his eyes seemed to freeze him to death. Ah, Zhuqing, no, you listen to my explanation. Dai Mubai reacted all of a sudden, and hastily explained. Dai Mubai, you make me feel sick. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Dai Mubai disdainfully, as if a glance was unnecessary. He turned and left without saying this, but Yi Feng, who had been paying attention to Zhu Zhuqing, found that the moment the girl turned around, the tears in her eyes almost fell down. This girl is going to collapse. Not looking at Zhu Zhuqing's plump figure, Yi Feng actually saw weakness in her. You stop for me. How proud Dai Mubai is. Ever since Zhu Zhuqing came to Shrek, he has been suppressing his emotions. After all, it was his fault that he ran away from home and left her to face it alone, but he is a man. Even if he is wrong, he will not tolerate her repeated provocations. Thinking of Zhu Zhuqing's contemptuous eyes, he could no longer suppress his anger, but Zhu Zhuqing ignored Dai Mubai's order. Instead of stopping, he left at a faster speed. Bastard! Dai Mubai suddenly raised his right hand. A strong energy wave was contained in his hand. He is not a good-tempered person. This woman dared to disobey his order. How could he, who has always been grumpy, bear it? Snapped. The next moment, the energy fluctuation in Dai Mubai's hand was suddenly interrupted. Yi Feng's figure appeared in front of him. I said, do you only show your prestige on women? Want to fight and find me? Hit it, I'm afraid you won't succeed. Dai Mubai roared angrily. Okay, come with me. Yi Feng turned and walked outside. Tang San, Oscar and others look at me and I look at you. They don't understand why things have developed to this point, but the only one who didn't hesitate was probably Ning Rongrong. After seeing Yi Feng and Dai Mubai lift their feet to leave, they followed without thinking. Brother Feng, wait for me. What's the situation with them? Xiao Wu asked with a confused face. Don't worry about it so much, it won't be good if there is an accident, let's follow and have a look. Tang San pulled Xiao Wu, turned and followed. Oh, Boss Dai is impulsive this time. Oscar, who walked last, shook his head. With Yi Feng's strength of level 56, picking up a level 30 is almost like a father beating his son. Isn't this asking for trouble? But the scene just now made him doubt about the relationship between Dai Mubai and Zhu Zhuqing. With his brain, he could see that the two of them didn't look like they just met. They obviously knew each other a long time ago. Speeding all the way, Yi Feng and Dai Mubai soon arrived outside Xuantian City, and met Zhu Zhuqing, who was on the way. What's the situation? Zhu Zhuqing's eyes were full of doubt seeing the two people's swords being tense, but thinking of Dai Mubai's attitude towards her just now, Zhu Zhuqing instantly lost interest in exploring. She felt that it was a mistake for her to come all the way to find Dai Mubai. This person was not worthy of her care at all. For some reason, Yi Feng's gentle smile suddenly flashed in Zhu Zhuqing's mind. Zhuqing, hurry up, there's a good show ahead, and I'll see how Brother Feng vents his anger on you later. Ning Rongrong's hurried figure interrupted Zhu Zhuqing's thoughts. What's going on? Are they going to fight? Zhu Zhuqing was taken aback for a moment, then followed Ning Rongrong's footsteps. While running, Ning Rongrong explained to Zhu Zhuqing. In her explanation, Zhu Zhuqing also knew that after she left, Dai Mubai tried to hit her. At this moment, Zhu Zhuqing completely gave up. She never thought that Dai Mubai was actually such a person. He came all the way to look for him, yet he still wanted to do something to her. At this moment, he no longer had any hope for Dai Mubai. It seems that no one can be relied on, and you can only rely on yourself. For a moment, Zhu Zhuqing's gaze became firm again. Let's do it. After the fight is over, I have to go back to sleep. Yi Feng rubbed his fists. He was going to learn from Tang Hao and feel the feeling of punching to the flesh. After all, with his strength, it would be too bullying to deal with a little Dai Mubai with all his strength. Oh! Don't be complacent. Others are afraid of you, but I am not afraid of you. Dai Mubai kicked off his feet and rushed towards him with his hands up. Ha ha ha, good time. A flash of excitement flashed in Yi Feng's eyes, and he rushed up instantly. Bang bang, bang bang, ah. Ah, the sound of fist-to-flesh collisions and desolate screams resounded outside Xuantian City one after another. A friend earlier said that Dai Mubai should be pulled out and beaten up. Well, I will satisfy you. End of this chapter. Chapter 75. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ha, it's finally cool. After a while, Yi Feng stood there calmly, as if he had never moved, but Dai Mubai lying on the ground, and the bumpy ground showed that nothing happened. Tang San and the others watched all this dumbfounded, unable to believe that Dai Mubai was ruthlessly trampled like this. Looking at Dai Mubai's bruised nose and swollen face, even Zhu Zhuqing's eyes flashed with pity. Little Ao, don't give him sausages. If I find out that you secretly gave him sausages, don't blame me for being rude. Yi Feng clapped his hands, as if he was very satisfied with his masterpiece, staring at Dai Mubai for a long time. I took a few glances. Brother Feng, I'll listen to you and promise to complete the task. Seeing Dai Mubai's ready-made example, Oscar shuddered fiercely. How could he dare to say more? Boss Dai, I'm sorry, it's not that I don't want to help you, it's mainly because I'm powerless. After making an excuse for himself in his heart, the guilt in Oscar's heart disappeared. Is this your real strength? Really strong? Seeing Dai Mubai being dealt with so badly with his own eyes, Tang San had a new understanding of Yi Feng's strength. He felt that even if he played all his cards, he would not be able to deal with Yi Feng, which made him feel powerless for a while. Yi Feng is so strong, what qualifications does he have to compare? Let's go, Rongrong, let's go back. Yi Feng waved to Ning Rongrong, and walked towards Shrek Academy first. Behind him, Zhu Zhuqing took a deep look at Yi Feng, and then followed him silently. Damn it, Yi Feng, I remember today's revenge, let's wait and see. Dai Mubai gritted his teeth and clenched his fists, his eyes flashed with deep anger. Oh, Boss Dai, let me help you. Oscar shook his head. He felt that Dai Mubai would never be able to avenge this revenge in his lifetime. After all, Yi Feng is not only more talented in cultivation than him, but also stronger than him in strength. No matter how hard Dai Mubai works, he can't compare to others. This is talent. Go away, I don't want your help, you crawling traitor. Dai Mubai opened Oscar's hand, and staggered up from the ground. Being blocked by this, Oscar fell silent, and then, as if trying to understand something, he smiled freely, as if nothing happened just now. Tang San and Xiao Wu looked at all this in confusion, always feeling that after coming to Shrek, their experience became strange. Ding, your martial soul easily won the victory, and you are in a very happy mood, and the evolution rate of your martial soul has increased slightly. Ding, your Liuli Xuantian Kungfu has experienced an actual battle, and your proficiency has improved slightly. Host, Yi Feng, martial soul, top owl, 3 out of 10, level, 56. Soul skill, rapid assault, proficient, thousands of arrow feathers, complete, phoenix flame, skilled, falcon disillusionment pupils, consummation, burst shadow killer, small success, skill, Liuli Xuantian Kung Fu, proficient, distraction control, Qiqiao Ling Long Heart, Point 7 Killing Swordsmanship, Consummation, Hidden Weapon Technique, Proficient, Purple Demon Eyes, Overview, Proficiency, Inferior Disorderly Cloak Wind Hammer Method, Not Started, Ghost Shadow, Unintroduced, Strength Increase, 60%, Speed Increase, 60%, Soul Power Increase, 60%, Defense Increase, 60%, Attack Increase, 60%, Healing Recovery, Stamina Increase, Defense Enhancement, Negative Status Expulsion, Dodge, Hard Skin, Concealment, Sharp Vision. Today in the Great Soul Arena, not only did Tang San's Ghost Shadow Bewitching Trace be copied, but he also unexpectedly obtained a low-quality Chaos Cloak Wind Hammer technique, counting it. The harvest is not bad. I believe it won't be long before all the spirit skills in Tang San's hands can be copied by him. In order to empty out Tang San as soon as possible, he decided to start a new plan. After returning to the dormitory, Yifeng took out a book about herbal medicine from somewhere, and pretended to read it. Soon, the dormitory door opened, and Tang San walked in from the outside. When he saw Yifeng who was reading a book, he was taken aback, and asked with a smile, "Brother Feng worked so hard, you still read at night?" "Well, I suddenly became interested in herbal medicine recently, and I can't sleep anyway, so I might as well read a book." Yifeng replied casually. "Herbal medicine? That thing doesn't seem to have any effect." Tang San asked suspiciously, "In this world, soul masters and soul skills are the mainstream, and herbal medicines have no use in this world." "Of course it is useful. I heard that some precious herbs are also helpful for the cultivation of soul masters. They can not only improve the soul power, but also change the cultivation qualifications. If you are lucky enough to meet them in the future, but you miss them because you don't know them. What a pity." Yifeng said with a mysterious face. "Oh. Are you talking about fairy grass?" Tang San was taken aback, then shook his head. "You need chance to get such things as fairy grass, and most of them are just legends, and you don't even know if they really exist." Although he knows the knowledge of the fairy grass, but it is all the knowledge of the previous life, and he has never seen it with his own eyes, and it is almost becoming a legend. As for whether there are any in this world, he doesn't know. So this kind of herb is called fairy grass. Xiao San, you seem to be very familiar with fairy grass, tell me quickly, so that I can gain more knowledge. Yifeng put down the book in his hand, and excitedly went to Tang in front of San. His eyes were full of longing. Yifeng's expression gave Tang San a sense of accomplishment. It seems that he is not good at everything. Okay, it's still early anyway, so I'll tell you. Tang San cleared his throat and started the pretentious mode. This night, Yifeng gained a lot, not only heard a lot of stories, but also learned a lot about fairy grass, such as acacia heartbroken red, crystal blood dragon ginseng, Ganoderma lucidum, and so on. But these were not enough. Yifeng decided that after a while, he should interact with Tang San more, until his knowledge of herbal medicine was exhausted. When he got a good understanding, he ransacked the Binghua Lianjian, cutting off Tang San's chance. Early the next morning, Tang San got up early and went out to practice ZG Demon Eyes. Yifeng, on the other hand, was still sleeping late on the bed because ZG Demon Eye could cultivate automatically. When Tang San came back from training, Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong also took care of it. After waking up, a group of 4 came to the college cafeteria, only to find that Zhu Zhuqing was there alone. Nobody else was there. What about the rest of them, haven't they gotten up yet? Tang San asked. I don't know. Zhu Zhuqing shook his head, still serious about his breakfast. Whatever they do, we eat ours. Yifeng said indifferently. In Shrek Academy, he only paid attention to Tang San and Oscar. Oh, I am also concerned about Zhu Zhuqing. After all, everyone likes a beautiful woman, let alone a plump one like her. This is human nature. Yifeng still has some ideas about Oscar. He feels that Oscar is very smart and talented, and has great training value. If he has the opportunity, he can be accepted into the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. After all, he is a member of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile sect, and some things will be considered from the perspective of the sect. It is only natural to recruit talents for the sect. End of this chapter. Chapter 76. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Yifeng and others had almost finished their breakfast, Dai Mubai appeared in the cafeteria with a gloomy expression. After coming here, he ignored anyone and prepared the meals by himself, far away from Yifeng and others. His appearance made the atmosphere instantly quiet, especially seeing that Dai Mubai still had a bruised nose and swollen face. Tang San and Xiao Wu also lost interest in talking. But Yifeng and Ning Rongrong should eat and drink, talking and laughing, as if they didn't notice the embarrassing atmosphere. Soon, Ma Hongjun also appeared, and now he was refreshed, as if his whole body had lightened a few caddies. Without the evil fire, Ma Hongjun seemed to have regained his senses. As soon as he came to the cafeteria, he noticed that the atmosphere was not right, so he didn't say a word. He made breakfast silently and started to enjoy it. "Fatty, you won't be going out today, are you?" Dai Mubai asked suddenly. Ma Hongjun nodded. "Last night, the evil fire was almost vented, and I guess they won't go out for a few days." "Well, you stay in the dormitory tonight. I'll go out tonight. I'll go find the twins from last time." When talking about the twins, Dai Mubai raised his volume, and glanced at Zhu Zhuqing intentionally or unintentionally. It's a pity that Dai Mubai's behavior didn't make Zhu Zhuqing have any reaction. That it's as if you didn't hear it. "Boss Dai, if you eat meat, I can drink soup. What's there to keep in the dormitory? Just add me." Ma Hongjuan's eyes lit up, and he said flatteringly. "Can this kind of thing be added?" "Forget it, you are pitiful. I will give you some money tonight, you can go find it yourself." Dai Mubai said generously. He was beaten up by Yifeng yesterday, and he urgently needs to vent his anger. If he doesn't vent his anger, he is afraid that he will go crazy. Sigh, he's still too naive. No wonder Dai Mubai was forced to leave the Star Luo Empire by his elder brother. With such an IQ, he is lucky not to be killed. Yifeng shook his head, worried about his IQ. There is no need to pay attention to this kind of person. Let's go to class." Yifeng stood up gracefully and walked towards the college playground. At the same time Yifeng got up, Zhu Zhuqing also got up and walked out. "Brother Feng, wait for me." Seeing Zhu Zhuqing's movements, Ning Rongrong immediately became vigilant, grabbed a bun, and hurriedly followed. "Let's go, Xiao Wu, I'm almost done eating too." Tang San put down the porridge bowl in his hand, followed with Xiao Wu. Not long after waiting in the playground, the class bell rang. After waiting for a few minutes, Flender arrived a little late. That he is still the one who taught them today. Today is the second class. Where is Oscar? Why didn't he come? Did he sleep in again? Flender glanced and instantly noticed that there was one person missing. Tang San and the others looked at each other. Only then did they realize that there was one person missing. "Forget it, Ma Hongjun, you go to Oscar's dormitory to have a look and wake him up." Flender waved his hand and said to Ma Hongjun, "In the dormitory of the academy, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun share a dormitory. Oscar has a dormitory alone. Everyone forgets about him when they get up." "Yes." Ma Hongjun just turned around and left, and before he walked out of the playground, he saw Oscar running towards him with a face full of excitement. "Oscar, you are late, and you will be fined to run around the village 20 times after class," Flender said, staring at Oscar. "No, Dean, listen to my explanation. I was late for a reason. I broke through the bottleneck and reached level, dash." Oscar shook his head hastily, even the smile on his face disappeared. "What? Now, everyone looked at Oscar in surprise, and even Flender became excited. "You know, among all soul masters, the food system is the most difficult to cultivate. Even Oscar was born with full soul power, and he stayed at level 29 for several months. Oscar, you really didn't disappoint me. In this way, after today's class is over, I will ask Xiao Wuji to take you to the Star Do Forest tomorrow to hunt for Oscar's third soul ring." "Dean, are we going too?" Tang San asked in surprise. "Of course, although you are hunting for the soul ring for Oscar, since you have entered Shrek Academy, you are a team. Oscar's affairs are also your affairs. Not only him, but if any of you break through in the future, you need to hunt for the soul ring. I will also let others go with me. Remember, as a team, you need to act together." Zhao Wao Qi will not help you in this hunt for the soul ring. Everything can only be solved by you. He only does it when your lives are safe. Get out, do you understand? Flender looked at them solemnly, without any intention of joking. Yes. Tang San and the others froze in their hearts, hastily nodding yes. Okay, today's class starts now. Flender waved his hand, a treacherous smile flashed in his eyes. Today's lesson is very simple. Except for Oscar, each of you only needs to eat Oscar's sausage. Ah, what class is this called? Xiao Wu exclaimed. On the day they entered Shrek Academy, they knew Oscar's obscene incantation from Dai Mubai's mouth. Just thinking about his sausage makes me sick, let alone eat it. What's the problem? It's called adaptive training. Although Oscar's soul curse is a bit insignificant, it works very well. As a team, the next one will experience together in the future. Oscar is the best logistics supply. If you can even do this, if you can't bear it, I advise you not to stay in Shrek Academy. Flender looked at them seriously, with an unquestionable decision in his eyes. It's no problem, isn't it, just eating sausages? It's very simple, but can Dean Flender demonstrate it to us? I think as a dean, you shouldn't dislike your students. Just when everyone's faces were pale and ugly, Yi Feng's voice rang in everyone's ears. He ate several of Oscar's sausages yesterday, and he didn't care at all. The reason why he stood up was just to disgust Flender. Yi Feng's words made Flender's expression stiff, and his face became ugly immediately. Yes, as Yi Feng said, as the dean of Shrek Academy, how could he dislike his students, although he obviously disliked it? That's right, Dean, if you want us to eat, you have to take the lead. With the thought of dying together, Xiao Wu looked at Flender fiercely. Ahem, of course it's okay, it's not like I haven't eaten before. Flender coughed lightly, pretending to be indifferent. He, that's really great, Dean, I'll make it for you. Oscar was already laughing, but he didn't expect that he, who had been despised all this time, would actually grow up today. Oscar stretched out his hands excitedly, his soul power was running, and he chanted the soul curse for making sausages. End of this chapter. Chapter 77, Departing from the Star Do Great Forest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I have a big sausage. I have a little sausage. As Oscar chanted loudly, sausages of different sizes appeared in his hands. Dean, eat it while it's hot, it won't taste good when it gets cold. Seeing Oscar's excited appearance, Flender gave him a hard look. This kid really deserves a beating. Dean, hurry up, we're still waiting. Ma Hongjun urged with a suppressed smile. Flender picked up Oscar's sausage, gritted his teeth, opened his mouth wide, and swallowed it in one gulp. Oscar's sausage tastes good, but in team battles, there is not so much time to taste the taste, so everyone should be like me, and use the shortest time to bring out the effect of the sausage. After eating the sausage, Flender said with his hands behind his back, pretending to be serious. Hiccup. This funny look of Flender made Dai Mubai couldn't help laughing anymore. However, after being glared fiercely by Flender, he stopped his voice in time. Dai Mubai, Ma Hongjun, start with the two of you first. Flender's voice squeezed out from between his teeth. Yes, how much fun he laughed just now, and how ugly his face is now. It's not that the two of them haven't eaten Oscar's sausage, but their thoughts are relatively insignificant, and their ability to associate is relatively strong. Whenever they think of Oscar's soul curse, they will instantly have a psychological shadow. However, under Flender's gaze, the two still grabbed two sausages and ate them with their eyes closed. What's the matter with you guys? Oscar's sausage tastes pretty good, why are you all like this? Ning Rongrong asked curiously. Don't worry about them, they are impure in their thinking. Let's go, class will be over after eating, and we will go to Soto City to have a big meal later. Yi Feng rubbed Ning Rongrong's head, stepped forward to pick up a few sausages, and gave her two casually. Okay, then let's hurry up. Hearing about the big meal, Ning Rongrong didn't care about other things, and ate the sausage in his hand with a natural expression. Okay, Brother Feng, you're not pure in thinking. Let me tell you, I'm angry, that kind of thing can't be done without a big meal. Xiao Wu took the opportunity to jump out, baring her teeth and claws to protest Yi Feng. Okay, don't talk about one meal, 2 meals are fine, I am treating guests today, and you can order whatever you want. Yi Feng waved his hand and said proudly, regarding the canteen of Shrek Academy, Yi Feng was too lazy to complain, anyway, he was rich, so he happened to go out for a tooth fight. That's what you said. Xiao Wu laughed, pulled Tang San together, grabbed 2 sausages, and ate them calmly. It was also Yi Feng's words that aroused the competitive spirit in their hearts. When they ate the sausages, Xiao Wu and Tang San found that the taste of Oscar's sausages was not bad, not as unpalatable as imagined. Afterwards, Zhu Zhuqing stepped forward with a blank expression, grabbed 2 sausages, and ate them without blinking. After Yi Feng's enlightenment, she ate Oscar's sausage during training yesterday. If I eat it again today, there will naturally be no reaction. Very good, all of you have passed today's course. You have to remember, Oscar will be your logistic supply in the future. Forget about those meaningless soul curses, the world of soul masters, only talk about effects. These principles wait for you in the future, you know it when you get hurt. In the face of life safety, everything else is false. Flender looked at them with satisfaction, and waved his hand. Okay, get out of class is over now, go back and get ready, and leave early tomorrow morning. Yes, that as soon as the get out of class was over, everyone immediately cheered, and even Yi Feng smiled. Flender's lessons are not of much use to him, with this time, it's better to get more wool from Tang San. Back in the dormitory, Yi Feng meant what he said, and was going to take Ning Rongrong to Soto City for a big meal, accompanied by Tang San and Xiao Wu. Brother Feng, if we go to have a big meal like this, should we bring other people with us? After all, we belong to the same academy, and we have to act together tomorrow. Ning Rongrong tilted his head and reminded him aloud. Yi Feng was stunned for a moment, then looked at Ning Rongrong amusedly. Unexpectedly, this girl was so kind, I just beat him up yesterday, and I invite him to dinner today. I really don't hold grudges. I don't have any problem, so how about it? Xiao San will ask them to see if anyone is willing to go with me, I'll treat them. After thinking about it, Yi Feng said. Okay. Tang San also hoped that Shrek's companions would live in harmony. After all, the dean said that they will be a team in the future. If there is any conflict, just talk about it. Unfortunately, Tang San also took it for granted. After he searched around, only Oscar agreed to his invitation, while the others declined. Needless to say, Dai Mubai was beaten up by Yi Feng yesterday, and he still hasn't calmed down. So why would he go to dinner with them? Ma Hongjun wanted to go a little bit, but Dai Mubai stared at him, and thought of what happened yesterday. He felt a little ashamed, so he decided not to go. As for Zhu Zhuqing, when Tang San looked for her, she was cultivating, and she didn't want to waste any time. As a rich man, Yi Feng's place to treat guests is naturally the best hotel in Soto City. The dining table is always a place where feelings are deepened. After a meal, the relationship between the few people became much closer, and Yi Feng also took the opportunity to learn a lot of herbal knowledge from Tang San. After all, he didn't ask for this meal for nothing, and it was only natural to grab some wool. After eating, they bought some daily necessities by the way. After all, it would take several days to set off for the Star Doe Forest this time, so prepare them in advance to avoid being in a hurry. Early the next morning, everyone had breakfast and came to the college playground to gather. When they assembled, they found that Zhao Waoqi had already arrived, but Zhao Waoqi's appearance made everyone a little stunned, a look of wanting to laugh but not daring to laugh. The main reason is that Zhao Waoqi's current appearance looks too funny. After a day, although the swelling on his face has disappeared, the black and blue marks have not disappeared. In particular, there is still a panda eye on the left eye socket, which makes people laugh. What to look at? What is there to see? You little bastards, you dare to laugh at the teacher, I think you are itchy. Zhao Waoqi looked at them with a dark face. What's wrong with the little bastard? The little rabbit is so cute. Upon hearing the word little bastard, Xiao Wu secretly made a face at Zhao Waoqi, and muttered in a low voice. Xiao Wu, what did you say? Zhao Waoqi's eyes widened, and a fierce breath rushed towards his face. Tang San dodged, and immediately protected Xiao Wu behind him. Mr. Zhao, Xiao Wu is still young, I will take her to apologize to you. Seeing Tang San, Zhao Waoqi's face froze, and then he felt more pain in the place where he was beaten. All right, since we're all here, let's go. Mubai, you lead the team. After saying this, Zhao Waoqi stood aside, as if he had nothing to do with him. End of this chapter. Chapter 78. Dai Mubai's careful thinking revealed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the Star Do Forest, there are many spirit beasts, many of which have strong attack power, so we need to make preparations in advance. We have a total of 8 people, and we are not very skilled in cooperating with each other, so we need to design the formation in advance. Tang San, you are at the front. Oscar and Ning Rongrong are behind Tang San. Fatty and Xiao Wu are supporting on both sides, and Zhu Zhuqing and I are at the end. Yi Feng is the strongest and can fly, so I know more arrangements. We have practiced this formation well on the road now, and we will be able to play a role in the Star Do Forest after we are proficient. Dai Mubai showed a smile at the corner of his mouth, standing in front of everyone and talking, looking very confident. For Dai Mubai's arrangement, Tang San admired silently, as expected of the oldest student. Experience is rich. This arrangement was just perfect. Not only did the 2 auxiliary systems soul masters in the team be protected in the center, but there were also Fatty and Xiao Wu on the left and right to support them at any time. My own control system's soul master is at the front. Dai Mubai, who is second only to Yi Feng in strength, is behind, and Zhu Zhuqing, the agility attack system's soul master, is also behind. Hey, why does something seem wrong? Tang San scratched his head. Why did he, a control system's soul master, run to the front? Shouldn't control-type soul masters stay at the back to support at any time? It's the most reasonable arrangement for an attack-type soul master to lead, right? Zhu Zhuqing is a soul master of the sensitive attack department, and he is the best scout in the team. Then why did Dai Mubai make such an arrangement? Suddenly, Tang San looked at Dai Mubai gradually strangely. Little San, I see that you have different ideas about Dai Mubai's arrangement. Let's hear it out. We are a whole, you can't keep it private. Yi Feng clenched his fist and gave Tang San an encouragement eyes. Tang San, I'm not, don't talk nonsense. Although he had his own ideas, he didn't mean to say anything. Seeing Tang San's tangled look, Ma Hongjun put his arm around his shoulders, and said proudly, yes, Xiao San, do you have any suggestions to share? We are all brothers, don't worry, even if you say something wrong, I won't laugh at you either. When I was in the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, I heard from my father that in a team, the control system's soul masters are generally the souls of the team. Since Xiao San is taking the control system route, he should train in advance. After Ning Rongrong said this, her chin lifted with pride. Well, what Rongrong said is right. When I was in the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, I also heard Grandpa Bon Douluo say something like this, but I don't know if our Shrek is the same. Yi Feng rubbed Ning Rongrong's head, turned his head and asked Zhao Wuji curiously, Mr. Zhao, do we in Shrek also train control-type soul masters like this? Zhao Waoqi, I'm going to be cracked. You talk as you say, your Grandpa Bon is Grandpa Bon, why do you add the word Douluo? Don't I know that your Grandpa Bon is a titled Douluo? Zhao Waoqi managed to squeeze out a smile, and nodded in agreement. That's right, not only our Shrek, but the entire Douluo continent has this saying. Generally speaking, the control system not only controls the opponent, but also controls one's teammates. Strictly speaking, a control-type soul master is a born conductor. Seeing everyone talking to each other, the anger in Dai Mubai's heart gradually rose. But he couldn't show it yet. If he did, it would soon prove that he was narrow-minded. That's right, if Xiao San has better suggestions, you can talk about them, and we'll give you a reference. Dai Mubai put on an airy look. Then I'll say it. Tang San looked at Dai Mubai hesitantly, always feeling as if he was going to offend someone. Say it boldly, it doesn't matter if you say something wrong. Dai Mubai waved his hand, indicating that it doesn't matter. I just think Boss Dai's arrangement is very reasonable. Rongrong and Xiao Ao, as support system soul masters, should be protected by everyone. Xiao Wu and Ma Hongjun, as attack system soul masters, are arranged to support you at the left and right, and can support everyone at any time. Hearing this, Dai Mubai nodded, agreeing with Tang San's statement. After all, that's what he thought. But when he said this, Tang San paused, as if organizing his words. Dai Mubai's heart skipped a beat. He always felt that his little thoughts were seen through, but in order to show his majesty, he still used his eyes to signal Tang San to continue talking. However, I think Zhu Zhuqing, as a sole master of the agility attack department, should be at the front of the team. She is very fast and can respond to any movement in time. And Boss Dai is in our team, except Brother Feng. Other than that, the person with the strongest strength is most suitable to open the way at the front of the team. And my blue silver grass has a wide range of control, so I can support you at any time at the end. Following Tang San's narration, Dai Mubai's face gradually darkened. Didn't he know what Tang San said? The reason why there is such an arrangement is not to want to get closer to Zhu Zhuqing, so as to facilitate the exchange of feelings. This Tang San, why is his EQ so low? Can't you just pretend you didn't see it? Oh, I know why Boss Dai arranged it like this. Ma Hongjun suddenly realized. A pair of thief eyes scanned Zhu Zhuqing and Dai Mubai back and forth, and their eyes gradually became lewd. Zhu Zhuqing stared at Dai Mubai with icy eyes. The aura on his body became even colder. Xiao Wu and the others suddenly realized. It turned out that Dai Mubai had this idea. Boss Dai, do you think my guess is right? Ma Hongjun looked at Dai Mubai excitedly, proud of his intelligence. I really want to kill you. Seeing Ma Hongjun's complacent look, Dai Mubai became angry from embarrassment. Clap clap clap. You know a lot, right? I'll slap you so hard. Dai Mubai couldn't help punching and kicking Ma Hongjun. Why did you hit me? Am I wrong? Ma Hongjun yelled aggrievedly while dodging Dai Mubai's attack. Okay, it's noisy. What does it look like? Is it itchy? Zhao Wuji glared at Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai who were fighting, and the aura on his body suddenly released. For a moment, everyone was suppressed by Zhao Wuji's breath. Tang San, you will lead the team next. Hurry up and set off. Zhao Wuji waved his hand to urge. Sure enough, the team is big, but it is not easy to lead. What's more, there are a few little ancestors in the team who can't be offended. I can't do it. I've never led a team before. Tang San waved his hand and said modestly. He felt that he seemed to have snatched Dai Mubai's captain position, and felt a little bit sorry. What nonsense! I say you can do it, and you can do it if you can't. Hurry up. Zhao Wuji glared at Tang San, with a strong tone. Okay then, let's go. Tang San gave Dai Mubai an apologetic look, and then ordered to go. End of this chapter. Chapter 79. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tang San led the team, and naturally adjusted the team according to his ideas. Zhu Zhuqing scouted the way ahead, then Dai Mubai took the lead. Ning, Rongrong and Oscar were in the middle. Xiao Wu and Ma Hongjun were on both sides of the team. Tang San cut off the rear. As for Yifeng, he is a free man, freely releasing his martial soul, scouting the enemy in the sky, and feeling the warmth of the sun by the way. From Shrek to Star Do Great Forest, there is only less than kilometers away. With Flender's stingy temperament, he naturally wouldn't prepare a carriage for them, so everyone ran forward. Fortunately, there is Oscar, a food-type soul master in the team, who can replenish their physical strength at any time. Due to the experience of eating sausages yesterday, everyone was not so resistant to Oscar's sausages. They got used to eating them, and found the taste to be quite good. Not only can heal injuries, but also restore physical strength. The effect is very good. A group of 8 people stopped to rest every hour, and ate a sausage to restore their strength. When night fell, they had traveled almost kilometers, and they were already very close to the Star Do forest. Little San, I found a small town ahead. Let's fix it there tonight. Tomorrow we can just enter the Star Do forest to hunt for spirit rings. Yifeng had had enough, flew down from the sky, and said to Tang San. Okay, Brother Feng, let us show the way. Let's go there to rest. Tang San's eyes lit up. After a whole day of driving, everyone was also tired. I can't stand it anymore, especially Ning Rongrong and Oscar, two auxiliary systems soul masters, almost lost the strength to speak. In order to keep up with everyone's footsteps, Ning Rongrong activated the speed increase for her and Oscar, and she was very tired along the way. Brother Feng, I can't walk anymore. Ning Rongrong came to Yi Feng pitifully, pulled his sleeve and shook it non-stop. You performed well today, come up, I'll carry you. Yi Feng squatted down, carrying Ning Rongrong on his back. I knew it, Brother Feng is the best. Ning Rongrong cheered, wrapping his hands around Yi Feng's neck. Cheerful laughter wafted through the team. Third brother, I can't walk anymore. Xiao Wu followed suit and ran to Tang San, saying pitifully. I said you are enough, if this continues, you will have no friends. Oscar looked at the two couples in front of him enviously, and said indignantly, seeing Ning Rongrong and Yi Feng laughing and laughing, Zhu Zhuqing was in a complicated mood, feeling faintly lost. Walking into the town, it was much more lively than they had imagined. The size of the town is not large, it is about 3 times larger than Shrek Academy. There are many shops on both sides of the street, and there are all kinds of shops. Most of the shops here are related to soul masters, some sell armor, and some sell medicine. There are also many clothes sellers. The clothes here are very strange. There are more than 10 pockets on a piece of clothing, which can hold a lot of things. It is suitable for soul master adventurers who do not have a storage soul tool. Seeing so many interesting things, Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu were not tired in an instant, and looked left and right with a pair of eyes, looking curious about everything. Why is this small town so prosperous? It's more than 100 kilometers away from Star-Do Great Forest, isn't it a bit far? Tang San asked curiously. Hey, the Star-Do Great Forest is no better than those forests of spirit beasts raised by the state. The spirit beasts raised in captivity are more gentle in fighting, and they don't take the initiative to attack humans. Where wild spirit beasts gather like the Star-Do Forest is different. The spirit beasts here are not only ferocious, but also the surrounding spirit beasts will even go out of the forest on their own initiative. If the town is too close, they may even be besieged by spirit beasts. Oscar smiled and explained to Tang San. So there is such a saying, I have gained experience. Tang San nodded understandingly. At this time, Zhao Waoqi, who had been silent all this time, pointed to an ordinary-looking hotel next to the street, and said to them, let's stay here today, and leave early tomorrow morning. You should pay for the accommodation and meals yourself. What? Ning Rongrong looked at Zhao Wuji in surprise. Why is teacher Zhao so stingy? He didn't even invite us for a meal. Huh, Mr. Zhao is not stingy, he has no money at all. Ma Hongjun laughed and explained to them, because there are not many students in the college, these teachers don't have much income. Flender is okay. He has a grocery store for soul tools in Soto City. If he is lucky, he can make a little money. Zhao Waoqi can't do it. His money, just enough to feed themselves. So Mr. Zhao is so pitiful, why don't we invite him to dinner later? Ning Rongrong said kindly. When Zhao Wuji heard this, his face turned dark. He opened a room for himself and went upstairs directly. He was afraid that if he listened to it, he would not even be able to eat. This hotel was the only hotel in the small town. When they were about to open a room, the hotel owner told them that there were only 2 quadruple rooms left. This put them in a difficult situation. Although there were exactly 8 of them, the ratio of male to female was not equal. There are only 3 girls, but there are 5 boys, so you can't divide one to go to the girls. How to do that? Everyone looked at each other, and the atmosphere was a little awkward. How about sharing one of you and staying with us? Anyway, you will only stay for 1 night, and the beds are separate. In the end, Ning Rongrong was the first to speak. I'm fine. Xiao Wu thought for a while, nodded and said. Afterwards, everyone looked at Zhu Zhuqing. I don't care, as long as it's not him. Zhu Zhuqing pointed at Dai Mubai, his voice cold. I. As soon as these words came out, Dai Mubai's face turned dark. Yes, don't want fat people, I'm afraid he will peak. Ning Rongrong echoed, Ma Hongjun. Then Xiao Ao, Xiao San, and Brother Feng are left. Which one of you will come? Xiao Wu looked at them with a playful smile. I'll forget it, it's the same wherever I sleep. Tang San looked calm. Anyway, he was going to practice till dawn, so he could sleep anywhere. Why don't I suffer a loss and make a sacrifice tonight? Oscar said excitedly with a smile. You have a good idea, Brother Feng will sleep in our room tonight. Ning Rongrong glared at Oscar and said angrily. Okay, that's it, Brother Feng, I'll take advantage of you tonight, and sleep in the same room with so many beauties. Xiao Wu looked at Yi Feng playfully. I just wonder if Brother Feng will be so excited that he can't sleep. How is it possible? I'm a decent person, with mere beauty, how can I be tempted? Yi Feng patted his chest, his face full of confidence. I also want this kind of treatment. Ma Hongjun looked at Yi Feng enviously, and muttered in a low voice. Hee hee. Dai Mubai gave Ma Hongjun a look of disdain. He still wants this kind of treatment. End of this chapter. Chapter 80. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After booking the room, Yi Feng and others found a table, and 8 people just sat down. Finally I can eat. Today I have to eat a big meal. I ate Oscar's sausage all day. Now I feel like throwing up when I hear the name of the sausage. Sitting on the seat, Ma Hongjun complained. Don't eat it if you have the ability. My sausage is fragrant and sweet, but it's delicious. Others can't eat it if they want it. Oscar said unconvinced. Fatty, stop talking nonsense, hurry up and order food, I'm almost starving to death. I'll go out for a stroll after I finish eating early, and see if there are any interesting programs here. Dai Mubai scolded. Understood, watch mine. Upon hearing the interesting program, Ma Hongjun understood it in seconds, took the menu in a hurry, and quickly ticked it off. I told you to take it easy, so as not to consume too much and delay hunting for Xiao Ao's soul ring tomorrow. Looking at the 2 people who were almost blatant, Yi Feng reminded lightly. Yeah, tomorrow I have to rely on you to help me hunt for the soul ring. If my work is delayed, neither of us brothers will have to do it. Yi Feng's words made Oscar nervous. He felt that it was a mistake to ask Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun to help. These 2 guys are a bit unreliable. Hey, don't worry, we will definitely not delay the business, we will be back soon. Ma Hongjun patted his chest and promised. Yi Feng's eyes swept over everyone, feeling very interesting, Shrek Academy, plus his talented students, but these 8 people were divided into many groups. Each group has different ideas, and even some contradictions. Tang San and Xiao Wu are undoubtedly a small group. They have stayed in Notting Elementary Soul Master Academy for 6 full years, and they have formed a deep relationship over the years. Then there are Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun. They both have common hobbies, and they are in the same dormitory. Naturally they are also a small team, and Oscar has always been a fringe figure. Before they came to Shrek, Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai looked down on him a bit, because he is a food-type soul master and has no attack ability. It's just that Oscar is very smart. Even though he knew he was being looked down upon, he didn't show it on the surface. Instead, he maintained a good relationship with them, but after this group of people entered school this year, the situation changed again. Oscar seemed to treat him very well. After all, he was the only one who didn't dislike Oscar's sausage. Of course, it is undeniable that his and Ning Rongrong's backgrounds from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School also played a part. With Oscar's clever mind, he decided to find a time to drag him into the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. This guy is very valuable to cultivate. There is also Zhu Zhuqing. This girl is like a lonely person. She has been wandering outside the team, not close to anyone, except for cultivation is. Cultivation, and her belief in becoming stronger exceeds all of them. In the end it was him and Ning Rongrong. The 2 grew up together. Their relationship was naturally deep, even better than Tang San and Xiao Wu. Ning Rongrong would usually obey what he said. After all these years, Ning Rongrong has long developed the habit of being a follower. In this way, the team of only 8 people was suddenly divided into 5 small teams, which is quite funny when you think about it. At this moment, a group of people walked in, the same number as them, also 8, of course. If Zhao Waoqi is included, they will have 1 more. but this group of people is much more ostentatious than them, and they all look arrogant, like hooligans. Judging from their clothes, they should be from a college, and they were also led by their teachers to hunt for spirit rings. The teacher who took the lead looked to be in his 40s, and his hair parted in the middle was extremely glossy, and it could even reflect light under the light. The middle-aged teacher was followed by 6 men and 1 woman, all around the age of 20. He was dressed in a uniform moon-white soul master robe, with a cyan circle mark embroidered on the left shoulder, and inside the circle, there were 2 big characters Zhanghui printed on it. Zhanghui Academy. It looks like there is a good show to watch. Yifeng frowned, and gave Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai a meaningful look. He remembered that these 2 guys were the ones who got into a fight with Zhanghui Academy. Of course, looking at the movements of this group of people, Yifeng was also a little upset about them. Hey, boss Dai, look at that chick, looks pretty good. Looking at their school uniform, it should be from Zhanghui Academy. The fat man stared at the girl in the team with his small eyes. I have to say that the fat man still has good eyesight, and this girl is pretty good looking. The most important thing is that for a girl in her 20s, all the things that should be developed have been completed. The place where it should be is big, and the place that should be small is small, and the fat man's eyes shine brightly, as if it would be a disadvantage if he missed a glance. It's just a small Zhanghui Academy, what a fart to make public. Dai Mubai snorted coldly, not hiding his voice at all. As soon as Dai Mubai said these words, the gazes of the 8 people moved over instantly. The middle-aged teacher at the head frowned even more, and a trace of anger flashed in his eyes. Huh, this is a good show to watch. Oscar said with a low laugh. What do you mean? Tang San looked at him suspiciously. This is also our way of practice. Dean Flender said that a soul master who dare not cause trouble is not a good soul master. As the saying goes, he is a mediocre person who does not dare to cause trouble. Especially when encountering people from the Soul Master Academy, it is the most difficult to provoke. It's safe, you won't kill when you fight, even if you can't fight, at most you will be beaten up, and when you get stronger, you can beat them back. Oscar explained to them in a low voice. Oscar's words made Tang San couldn't help laughing. As expected of the Dean of the Monster Academy, it seems that our Dean still has a lot of ideas. What a fucking genius, always looking for trouble for nothing. What on earth is Flender thinking? Could it be that he still teaches people to be hooligans? Yifeng looked coldly at Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai, who were laughing loudly. It's okay to find someone to learn from, just go up and fight. Why use this mentally handicapped way of molesting women? Yifeng was a little confused as to how Flender taught people. Sure enough, Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun's provocation successfully angered each other. People from Zhanghui Academy came to sit down at a table not far from them. The middle-aged teacher whispered a few words in a young man's ear, and then saw the young man nod his head and stood up from his seat. Stood up. After standing up, the young man walked towards them with a clear goal. This scene, of course, did not escape their gaze. There was a trace of disdain in Dai Mubai's eyes, as if he didn't see the other party's movements. He still calmly chatted with Ma Hongjun beside him. At this time, the waiter just came to their table with a plate of dishes. That person's eyes lit up, and he quickened his pace. Amidst the waiter's exclamation, he happened to overturn the dish, and slammed towards Dai Mubai's head. End of this chapter.